Hello, welcome to Line War. I'm John Jones. Today we have a 4v4. We have Infenzia, the colour red, playing as red, luckily, Numpty and Tim Baylor versus Alex Donald Royland, Meaty Hams, Super Crumpets, and Jan. So, blue team, or alpha team should I say, is starting 3 people all together over on this side of the map. And with one player over here, which is Numpty on his own. We've got another player over there. Let's turn off fog. We can see what's going on. We have 2 players starting next to each and another one. So 3 players starting as a group. And where is the other pink player? Just here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't count. There's 4 players all in a group in the center of the map. Bravo team should have an advantage just based on this view here. These guys are at the edge, so trying to push through here is allowing these guys to set up blockades against the territory claiming. So they'll be able to control a lot more of the map, which means Alpha team are going to have to be a lot more aggressive. Bravo team has the ability to be more defensive in this. So Numpty being on his own is in a very dangerous spot over here. He's got 3 players able to focus him down, making this a 3v4 if they can do that. On the other hand, focusing all their efforts up north means these 3 players are going to come in through the east. I had to work that out then. And this player, Meaty Hams, is under a lot of threat now, and I don't even think they know it. Let's switch teams. They have no idea. I guess they've probably got an idea from the picking phase where they can see the possible locations enemies can start. So that would pretty much be their main objective there. Super Crumpets is moving in with some tanks. I can't see everyone's commands. This is going to be a bit chaotic with commands, so I may turn it off soon or keep flicking it on and off. But he's got his tanks going all the way over here. He's doing a bit of scouting for them and trying to figure out what the enemy's doing. And the rest of them, it looks like, are just going to try and sweep the top there. Numpty probably knows the position he's in and is setting up lines in the mountains here, which will be a great position for defenses if he can get in there in time. But we got some tanks coming in from the left, and we have some tanks coming in over here from the color red. But there is a lot of infantry in the forest, and in this forest infantry are going to get boosted, so those tanks probably aren't going to last very long against those infantry. Also, I did make a video where I did it all in the free cam mode, where it's like this. I kind of liked doing it, but you guys didn't seem to like it as much, so I probably won't be using it very often. But it was fun to try it at least once. And I certainly won't be doing a whole game in it anyway, and it looks like Blue has a plan. So Infenzia down here, one of the developers of the game, is battling in this, and he is going for some bombers. They're going to be trying to support the Allies' invasion of the enemy over here, I would have thought. Particularly against green, as they'll get a bit of an advantage there. It looks like Numpty is going for the defences in the key locations, but there is a large group of tanks which has moved over the mountains and is coming in. This is from Jan. Jan is putting pressure on Numpty over here and is actually going around the defences in the forest here, trying to get in this location before they could build it. They didn't quite get there in time, but these forces will be slightly weakened from building that defense, fatigue damage as it is. But the tanks are going to try and push through. They've got a lot of tanks here. There's not enough forces in this little location to protect from this. And as I'm looking at those, we have Super Crumpets rolling in the other side, which I completely missed, with a ton of tanks which are taking out all of the structures of Numpty's there. I want to make sure I'm not missing anyone else's activities over here, but no. It looks like Numpty is going down and there is almost nothing he can do about it as of now. If he's quick enough and maybe has enough money, I'll have a look. Player 3, he's got 200. He could place a barracks somewhere hidden away. He certainly has the money for it. There you go, he's placed a barracks up in the top here, just to try and survive at this point. And a player on his own with just a barracks at this point is not the end of the world for them. I have seen a player at least be able to support their allies and get the win in the long run as well. Down here it looks like, I'm going to turn off the commands, I can't see very well. So, Bravo team is pushing towards this direction, and with the lack of forces on the ground for Alpha team, Infenzia is going to be in danger very soon from this force moving in here. But Infenzia is trying to defend with the bombers that are coming in. He's got a snake-like pattern with his bombers coming in, focusing on this location. They will probably spot this airfield as well, if they got that far, but it looks like they're being called back. So I don't think they're going to make it that far in. Over in this top section, some green units have made it across the north of the map, trying to get towards, I think this is Tim Baylor. Alongside the colour red, these two are very close to each other, so it's going to be hard to take all of these three players out, but I can see a few units trying to make it through this side. And it looks like they're going to push together now. I think player red is just going to push straight through this section of the map. But the tank's up in the north over here. Super Crumpets is going for the kill against Numpty. He's not allowing him to take back control at all. And these structures are going to go down. There isn't much territory for him left to run to. He cannot build in his allies' territory. So this is pretty much it for him. Unfortunately, I don't think he can build anywhere. I think he tried to build in this section here too, but black player got him there, which is Jan. And that's it. It's now a 3v4. But the colour red and Tim Baylor are pushing together in this little zone here, trying to go between the forest and the mountains as they get closer, but there's a force coming in to take them down as they progress. Some tanks are moving down to support Meaty Ham, and Infenzia is sending some I think these are air units on the white lines. Can't tell. Doesn't look like they're actually going anywhere. Actually, they're from the opponents. They're going the other way. But the bombers are being sent out once again. Up in the north section there is a lot of tanks over here, but there is a force coming in from Tim Baylor of artillery, and there's a couple of tanks mixed in there with some infantry. I don't know if that's a big enough force to take out these tanks here, but the bombers are going to come in to support, or at least one is. There we go, we've got some more coming in, and they're going to be able to try and take out the dominant tank force on this map right now. As the artillery come in down this way, the tanks are forced to go around, but that's all they need to do. They can outrun the artillery. As long as they can take out some structures, they'll certainly get their value for that. What's Infenzia doing at the bottom? He is just trying to support his allies with the aircraft and push against Meaty Ham. Putting some pressure on there. And Tim Baylor has got a risky energy well over here, but I think he's trying to go into more tanks and he just wants the energy to try and push back. And is hoping that it will be enough to allow him to push back. Let's have a look at Tim Baylor's energy situation. He's got quite good energy production at the minute, so he's not doing too bad. But he is spreading his forces out a little too thin. He's got a good force up here, but that exposes him on this side here. We've got some helicopters moving in. I don't think he has any anti-air at all. So Jan's decided to go for some air units, and that is a perfect move in this situation. There's nothing that can really fight back. The colour red has gone in for defense again. They tried to push and they have backed off a little, but unfortunately, if these units were coming into this section here, that would be the best option. But they are, well, for the colour red anyway. But Alex is moving in through the top of this, meaning he's only going to have to hit a few at a time. And he's going to be able to take on this defense pretty easily. And now Infenzia is also retreating from this zone, as it is quite highly defendable. You've got all this area in the mountains you can put defences on, and even if not defences, the artillery that are produced in the mountains are going to have an advantage against the infantry or artillery coming over it. So There we go. Looks like the color red is switching his infantry into different movements, and I think he's trying to move out of the way for now. And there was a strike on this energy well. I didn't see those. I assume those were the tanks that got through earlier. But the helicopters, because of the lack of anti-air, have taken out the energy wells, both of them in the north. And they nearly took out the one for red down here as well. Obviously not the helicopters, but that was nearly a complete energy wipe of Alpha Team there. Jan's energy well, though, is under a bit of pressure and obviously has been attacked recently, but is able to repair. And Fenzi has focused his bombers on the center of the map, simply trying to defend. And let's have a look at an above view map of this. I think this was pretty much guaranteed from the beginning. Not necessarily guaranteed. I can see some units moving in at the south, but I think Bravo Team has noticed this. But this was pretty much because of the starting positions of the players. And Alpha Team, having Numpty start so far away, they just weren't able to help him quick enough. It was just kind of unfortunate. One player calls it quits. That was the color red. He turns to smoke. And now it's just 2v4. As their forces sweep across the entirety of the map now. Lacking their protection in the center, Purple is able to push through and claim some territories as it goes. He's not actually claiming some territories. He's just going to push through. He's going through faster. Some tanks are sweeping through in this section, taking out the anti-air. And the only purpose for this, I believe, is to target the airfields. And hitting these anti-air units means the interceptors will be able to take the area. But Alpha Team calls it quits, and Bravo Team were the winners. There we go. It was the economy. This was a point in pretty much where they ended up engaging because they therefore couldn't capture much more territories. And Bravo Team were able to continue capturing some territories from behind. So, thank you for watching. There are 2 videos on screen right now. Feel free to click on one and I'll see you there. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this video.